Hello, this is Guy Courtin, Vice President here at GT Nexus. I'm here with Kurt Cavano. Kurt, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. So we're going to take the next few minutes or longer, but to talk about some of the things we're seeing today in retail and fashion. This is really exciting. One of the big things we've seen, obviously, in 2016 moving forward is the continual conversation around consumerization, around omni-channel, around profit fulfillment, which are all things, obviously, that retailers need to worry about. But what are some of the things that you're seeing that are surprising or that retailers might not be aware of today that they need to think about moving forward?
Well, I think the biggest thing for me was just how hard this environment is. You know, it is such a huge challenge to try to do retail, if you will, nowadays. And the consumer has changed dramatically. And this omni-channel, I don't think it captures the real challenge of the new consumer. This new consumer is so fickle and so interesting. They want it fast, they want it exactly the way they want it, but then at the same time they want you to be socially and environmentally responsible. So how do you do all those things all at once and try to satisfy that consumer, and how do you do that profitably in a store? You know, how do you make that happen? And so you've got to be able to deliver things not to just to the store, but over the web, and order it over the web and pick it up in the store, and same day delivery. And how do you compete with Amazon? And how do you do all of that at the same time? It's really, really hard. And I think the retail shift from not that hard to really hard happened way faster than anybody expected it to. And I think it's a tremendous challenge for companies to be able to deal with all that and get all the systems in place, get all the information they need to actually make that work in a profitable way. And that's really hard to do.
So let me follow up on that too, Kurt. I think you're absolutely right, but the changes happen so quickly. But is there one thing that you think moving forward that retailers can do that they haven't thought of yet, that they need to think about, that can actually maybe not completely get rid of the complexity, but to at least take some of the challenges down a little bit?
Well, I think it's all about thinking differently about their supply chain. And the word I like to use is synchronization, is how do you synchronize it all together? And it's this kind of what I would call extra organizational synchronization. A lot of big fancy words there. There's a lot of $10 words in there, which is really good. But it's about how do you get everybody that is working together on this problem synchronized together? And it's about connecting them together to make it all happen all at once. Because it's not, you know, if you've got any paper, if you have any manual processes in there, it breaks immediately. And you need to have everybody synchronized, everybody communicating. And you know, in our world, we say that as everybody's connected to the network.
Of course.
And you know, and when you think about cloud computing and the whole idea of making your supply chain work, it's absolutely the best technology to make that happen. And if you think about it, make the transition into what the consumer is doing. You know, they do these things where people get together instantly on Facebook and do these performances. Well, think about the synchronization in the old world of how hard that would have been to do. You're going to call everybody up and say, we're going to meet at this time and do this, okay? Now think about the new technology. It's like, okay, I post it, I share it, I get everybody coordinated, but all of it instantly. Now translate that into your supply chain. You want to take that same level of synchronization that we're seeing in the consumer world to the supply chain. And if you think about the technology, we have it. You know, it's all connected in the cloud. It's all on the same network, and with everybody connected together that way, you can behave the same way. And what I mean by behave the same way is you can respond instantly. And that's the real key, because with this fickle consumer that wants it any way that they want it, it's about responding instantly, efficiently, and that's hard to do. But if you're connected, you at least have a shot at it.
So the connectivity obviously is an absolute must-have, if you will, to start addressing some of this complexity and some of the pace of this change is what we're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I said, it's right now we're in a place where the technology is enabling that, and in ways that it hadn't been before. And the people that are doing it well are going to completely destroy the people that aren't doing it
Right.
well. And it's not going to be like, oh, you're going to subperform for 3 quarters. No, you're going to go from here to there really, really quickly.
Right.
And that's why the people that are focused on it, the companies that are really focused on it, are doing really well.
Right.
And that's a challenge for people to think about adopting and using technology that quickly and changing. It's a really hard thing to do.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Now, you sort of touched upon it, but my sense is this is a big play in terms of the digital supply chain, right? The digitization of retail, fashion, and their supply chains, and the consumer. Because obviously we know we as consumers are already massively digitized. We have mobile phones, we have access to all kinds of social and things of that nature. But what is that, or how are you seeing that? What does that mean for obviously our customers, but also for the market itself? Like, how is this digital movement changing? Is it an enabler? Is it a disruptor? Is it both?
Well, I think it's both. It's absolutely both. The consumer is way ahead of the businesses, and that's the big challenge. Right. That's a huge challenge for them. They know how to use this technology. They only want to use this technology. And if you even just look at this holiday season, how much of this business is already shifted from laptop to mobile,
right.
Yeah, and it's all like it's on the phone.
Yeah.
It's on the phone. I look at my kids.
Yeah.
And they don't want to go on a website unless they can access it on the phone.
Right.
And if it isn't a fast website on the phone, they're like, forget it.
Right.
Forget it. I'm not going to go search through all this stuff.
Right.
So the consumer is way ahead of the businesses in dealing with this. And the businesses have to catch up